Hi, this is Juniva, 3D artist and illustrator. Last video, we created the base form of the body and some parts like arms, ears, feet by using basic modeling tools. In this video, part 2, I'll go over the complete modeling work process of making this 3D character. Now, let's keep continuing, add some more details. I think it is a good time to add some more colors on the eyes and to work on facial expression for this character. I'm choosing black color from the color palette and applying it on the iris, clicking paint all. I think these eyeliners look too thick with black colors, but I prefer to make the eyeballs a little bigger, so I'm adjusting the size of the eyeball object instead of eyeliners here. As I change the size of the eyeballs and the iris, the objects are getting smaller. At this modeling stage, I'm adding black color only to check how the eyes go along with its overall shape. I didn't separate pupil and iris for the eyes for this character, so it is pretty straightforward. I want this little bird is a simple, tiny, cartoony character. When I'm modeling eyeballs and the face, I usually apply the colors on the eye. It is just because I think it's better to check the appearance with black color on the eyes as early as possible. Otherwise, I might have to spend more time to fix the modeling when I work on shading and rendering, which is much later work process. Now, let's move on to another detail, the hair bangs. They are 2 strings of hair. I'm gonna use tube tool for this time, selecting the tool. And when you select any tools on the right side menu, more options are displayed on the left. It might cause confusing at first, but once you understand the UI system in Nomad, you can get used to it pretty fast. I'm selecting curve and ensuring that snap is on from the left side, which allow us to draw a curve on the surface. It's quite handy to use if I want to create an object on round surface like this hair bangs on the forehead. And if you want to control this tube shape, you can click the radius button located at the top of the additional menu. As you can see, these yellow dots shows up and they allow us to adjust the size of the faces on each side. The curve has white dots. When you click one of them, the currently selected dot turns blue and the next 2 dots turn red. By grabbing and moving them, you can change the shape of the curve. I'm smoothing the sharp edge of the bangs. I found that, as you can see, the bang objects are created under the feet folder. So I just rearrange them, otherwise it applies mirrors on. And I am renaming these objects to hair 1 and 2. As the other body parts, I'm smoothing the edges of the hair objects too. Now I'm polishing these hair bangs using Move tool. The making looks nicer and natural. Now we are moving on to whiskers. I am creating a cylinder first, and let me bring it up over and turning on symmetry and shaping it to be long and thin. I made one side smaller than the other with it, the heading toward the center line. Now placing them close to the face, making it float. I'm duplicating them to have a pair each side. Currently the snap is on, allowing only 90-degree angles, so I turn it off for more freedom. I'm tweaking the angles to resemble cat whiskers, pinching them toward the face. Now I am validating this object and applying smooth onto them as well. Using Smooth tool, I'm making the edges round, matching the same style as the rest of the body parts for consistency. I'm bringing them closer to the front, right along the face line next to the eyes. I would like to give them some angle, with the pinching part closer to the face, so it appears as if they are rooted from the face. I'm just leave them floating because it is cute and slightly make them smaller. Now let's create a beak for this guy. I am just created a spear and it was created under Whisker object group. So I'm taking it out from it and rename it to beak. Squeezing it and placing this to the mouth area. Obviously this looks too wide and I'm making it smaller. Bringing this to the front. And I'm tweaking the shape, the sharp on the front, the more like bird's beak, and make it shorter. Because I think it looks more cute with shorter and smaller mouth for this character. I am renaming this as beak up and duplicating the upper beak to create for the bottom one. And naming it to beak down and bring it down and positioning and pushing it toward the back. From the side view, we can check the profile and how it aligns with overall shape. It is a good idea to check the shape of the beaks in different perspective views to make sure it is natural. Now I'm naming the whiskers and keeping the scene object list clean. I am just duplicating one from the upper beak and moving it up a little bit. This will be a nose. I am putting this object on the upper part of the beak and pulling it up the mid part of the nose a little bit higher to shape a nose root by using moving tool. And this small change will help to blend from the face to the nose line naturally. I am polishing even more. Now we are adding more details on the ears. I am selecting the body object. Let's add a small inner shape to the ears. I want to lock the view for safety. I am drawing the area using masking tool. I think it is too blurry. Maybe it is because my brush size was too big, so I reduced the brush and then let me try it again. And inverting the mask. I'm selecting clay tool and sculpting the area inward. And clearing the mask. And smoothing rough edge to make more natural and round. Now let's add toes on the feet. This time I'm selecting crease tool and just draw toes on the feet surface. It sounds very simple. And whenever I use this crease tool, I found that it is better to draw a line with confidence. If I don't like the lines I just draw, then always I can go back to the previous one as many as I can with undo. The undo button is always my best friend whenever I'm working on with crease tool. Now we are almost done modeling. And let's create a ground stage and a background object. I'm starting with a cylinder and resizing it to be large enough to cover the bottom of the camera view. I'm applying multi-resolution with a couple of subdivisions and creating a plane as a backdrop, the background plane. A cube and torso as a background object, but this is optional. Let's place them behind the character as a stage. Now I'm creating a torso and bring it up. Editing this torso, click the editing icon, then pink and yellow dots are appeared. Yellow is for thickness, pink is for the opening and closing the torso. I'm scaling up and rotating it with gizmo. I want to put torso next to the cube like a floating donut. I think it is also important, better presentation, how we show this character. We're gonna try the depth of field effect later in the rendering stage in part 3, so this will be fun. Now I'm saving this file. So make sure there's enough distance between the character and the background object. Now, finally, modeling is done. This is the end of the video part 2, and the next fun part is waiting for us. Coloring, shading, lighting, and rendering will be continued in part 3. Hope this video was helpful for you to understand more about the 3D modeling process in Nomad Sculpt. If you have any questions about this modeling process, or if you enjoyed this video, then please let me know in the comments below. And please thumbs up and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on my next one.